I'm Peter Kane. I am the founder of Research to the People. We're a program based in San Francisco that works with patients who want to explore options beyond the standard of care.
I'm Justin Gerald. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Teiko. Our mission at the company is to make cytometry simple for clinical trials. And one of the projects that we continue to have a collaboration with is with Pete and the RTTP team.
The Research to the People program has had a long history. We started off doing hackathons for patients with the idea of bringing together researchers and patients and a genetics data set and seeing how much further we could get for a patient in terms of treatment options. When we started our partnership after we joined Stanford Medicine, we were looking specifically for smaller groups, biotechs that were really on the cutting edge. When I saw the Series A fundraise, I reached out to you guys right away and I said, your technology looks amazing. We would love to partner with you on these patient cases, Shirley and Vanessa.
I think Research to the People is a big patient advocacy group. Depending on who you're talking to or what research institute you're involved with or just community hospital, you could be met with a roadblock at any point where even if you know there are other options available, sometimes depending on the circle or who's treating you, it might just stop there.
It's the most difficult place to be when you're a patient is when you have that sinking feeling when your oncologist maybe doesn't flat out say we don't have any more options left, but you can read between the lines and tell that there's quickly diminishing options. And frankly, that's when many of the patients that we've worked with have come to us or been referred to us because they're not willing to accept that there's no more options. I'd say most patients don't know the extent of the range of options that they have because most people aren't used to advocating for themselves in the healthcare system with a serious disease. Our bigger mission here is to show people what real personalized medicine means. And to some people, personalized medicine is getting a whole exome. It's longitudinal multiomics and having a full-time researcher like working on and interpreting and integrating that analysis too.
For Teiko, we do immune cytometry. We contribute one aspect to understanding the full picture of the immune system on a protein and cellular level. Nobody really knows what it means, how to interpret it, and things like that. It needs the context, it needs the explanation in order for there to be an interpretation and action afterwards. When we're creating these dashboards that easily allow you to understand what's going up in your immune system, what's going down in terms of immune cell frequencies, in terms of the expression levels of these markers, what does that mean? How does that connect to the patient and the progression of their disease? What can they do about that? Personal profiling of this individual then lead to a new treatment plan. And that goes beyond the drug development. It also goes to the patient too.
I would like them to publish case studies that show the types of data that we're generating for patients and the types of analysis that we're doing and the types of results that we're getting in an open way to create more of a publicly accessible blueprint that's easy to understand for other patients that want to take this route.
If we look at traditional publications, scientific publications, there's a narrative built within it because of the template that we typically follow, but it doesn't really capture that during that progress, the ups and downs that actually a patient goes through.
My background was a liberal arts background, and then I came into the sciences. Some of the things that I felt was missing from the sciences is the humanity of the stories of the people that we're trying to help with this technology.
Humans like a good story. You know what I mean? That's why we're watching movies, that's why we read books. It inspires, which I think is extremely powerful because then people get educated, people want to know more.
I'd say with the Research to the People program, what we've done well is started with a core belief of open data and open collaboration alongside this belief of bringing patients and researchers together. With Shirley and Vanessa's cases and everyone that was involved, it was hundreds of people dealing with the logistics of tissue, the logistics of data, and it's just for one case.
Well, I think like what I mentioned before is in terms of immune cytometry. We're studying protein expression, protein levels on different immune cells and the frequencies of these different immune cells. And I believe we've tested these longitudinally at different points of Shirley and Vanessa's treatments to see prior to a treatment, during a treatment, after treatment, just where they were at given point of their disease. What does the immune system at that cellular level look like? When we did profile over time, we did start to see trends of increases in certain immune cell populations. We're working with PBMC, so we're focusing mainly on, the T cells, the B cells, the NK cells, the DCs within there and all of their subsets. That's the granularity that we can start to get with these 44 marker cytometry panels that we profiled within there. And so we saw some unique features when it came to activation, exhaustion, proliferation. We got to see how unique and different immune cell populations were changing over time. If you want to get involved with Teiko, you could reach us any way possible. My LinkedIn, message me, email me, justin@teiko.bio, contact us. Reach out to any person at our company and we're willing to help and we're willing to work with you. Ultimately, if you're interested in cytometry, we want to talk to you because a lot of us have personal experience with cytometry. We know the challenges with it. We've worked on many different trials, building perspectives. So think about it day in and day out on what are the challenges, how do we fix them, how do we make cytometry simple for everybody.
Very friendly folks.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise, yeah, we don't bite.
If anything that we talked about today is interesting to you, feel free to reach out. You can get in touch with us by going to our website, researchforthepeople.org. Find me on LinkedIn. We're always interested to talk to patients, folks that are generating novel data, and researchers that want to do novel analysis on our patient cases.
Cool.
Yeah.
How do you get in contact with Pete? Find him on his bike.
Yeah.
Number one, on the trails in the Bay Area. He'll be there in a pink suit.